Hey, what's going on guys? My name is CJ and welcome to a video that's going to show you how to create a Nepenthes enclosure out of one of these garden storage units. I did actually delete the intro of this video, I believe, because I can't find it anywhere. So this is kind of an after the fact thing. You're going to see how to create this into actually, it's a midland environment right now, so you may be able to make it a highland depending on how you can get the temps, but that's what we're going to be going over in today's video. Okay, we're here a couple of days later. We have silicone, which has actually been used because it was used to build the enclosures for the reptiles. Yeah, and we've also got a tray as well for going inside. The basic idea is the tray will have a bunch of the, what's it called, the gridding for aquariums in it, and then obviously the excess water can sit in the tray, which will have the Nepenthes on top of it. That's kind of how that's going to work. So it's a big tray. I wanted to get one that would fill the whole thing. Doesn't quite fill the whole thing, but what can you do? There's no way of cutting up another tray and connecting the trays together or anything, so just gotta do what you can with what there is. Unless you get a custom made tray, maybe possible, but probably not financially worth it. Okay, I just wanted to see if that tray was actually heavy enough to move the bottom down, because if it is, then I need to silicone it with the tray in, but if not, then I can do it without the tray in. Okay, how dangerous is silicone? I can't really remember. I don't think it's stupidly dangerous, but I am going to get some gloves anyway, just in case. The one thing with silicone is the end, god damn it, the end, where are we? Boom, always gets clogged up, which is a nightmare. You can see there's a bit of it there. So all we've got to do is just pump it, is the idea. Which is way harder than it looks, apparently. Right, it's gone solid inside and out. So let's see if we can get this out on our own. No, there's less. Oh my gosh, that is nigh on impossible. Come on, pop out, come on. I mean, there's no way it's jellified all the way through the tube, because the air will be blocked at this point. I would have thought the air would be blocked at the other point, but apparently not. Come on. If you have new silicone, you won't have to deal with this. That is one plus to buying new. It is starting to come. Obviously it's got the pressure of the whole thing behind it, so come on. Come on. Ah, there you go. Oh, Jesus, that smells strong. Okay, so that's it. That's it cleared. I'll put that in there. Right, I will be right back. I will warn you, silicone is very, very potent, so just make sure you're doing it in an area that is, look at that, crazy. You see that? That is well ventilated. So we're just going to go around the edges, basically. We don't have a nozzle now, which makes this a little bit harder, but the idea is we want to stop any excess water that ends up going to the bottom from coming out. Right, I've just moved the box into a place with a bit of lighting. You can see now we've got silicone round entire edge of the box. It comes all the way down. No problems. It's all siliconed up. It's not 100% dry, but it's pretty close, pretty damn close. So we should be good to move on to the next step. So the next step in my head is putting in the lighting, or at least figuring out how the lighting works. Now, with our lights come these clips, and these clips have, you cannot see that. See that hole there? So it's got a hole this side, and where are we? Hole on the other side, you see? So I need to make a hole basically in the plastic where those two holes are. And my idea of doing that was to use a plastic tool that was handheld, but I can't find the damn thing. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and solder it. And you can probably see there's a heat coming off that. So we're going to use a soldering iron to make a hole. I do not recommend doing this at all. Not a good idea. But we will see how it goes. Right, so all we got to do is take our trusty Sharpie, and we're just going to make a mark where the two holes are on either side. And that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to take the soldering iron to it and hopefully melt our hole through exactly where we need it to be. So only need two. Ooh. Only need two holes on this one for this light. Nice. Yeah, you breathe that in. Don't recommend. This is also going to get very toxic with the plastic, so yeah, highly recommend not doing it this way. I have no idea how. I don't think I can do this and show you. So this is going to be a case of yeah, that hole's hard to reach, isn't it? Let's just try, see what happens. Ta-da, straight through. Nice. Gonna have some plastic bits, that's fine, we'll just pull those off. And then same the other side, which you don't think can see from the camera angle, but that's fine. Right. As I say, highly recommend not doing it this way. Shit. Not 100% sure where to. So if that goes on there like that, then there's not really point in having any others, right? That should be fine, and then that'll light up the whole thing. Because that is at the edge, that's at the other edge. No, that'd be fine actually. Okay, so if we make the same on either of those. And then two. And that's it, done. No more soldering iron requirements. That should be it. Right, let's turn this off. I'm honestly surprised it doesn't smell like plastic. Very, very surprised. These should have hardened pretty much straight away. Yeah, see, look there. Yeah. Yeah, they hardened straight away, so that's fine. See, I'm just pulling off the hair that's left. It's plastic hair, not human hair, obviously. So where are we at? We've got the holes now in the plastic. I've removed the plastic hairs, which it's manual focus, not auto. Boom. See plastic hairs. They've all now been removed. Then we've got to basically sort out the lighting. But before we do that, I'm going to move you over here and point you downwards. We're going to, here, we'll pop that in after. We're going to put in the silver wrap. So this is silver bubble wrap basically, and it normally would help insulate, but what it's going to do is it's going to rebound the light all over the box to make sure all the plants in the box are going to have as much lighting as possible. And one thing I'm going to need to do is figure out how much of this we actually have versus how much of this we actually need, because I have a feeling, and I'm correct, that we do not have as much as we need. But we might be able to Jedi this a little bit. Let's see. So I'd put it all the way to the edge like that, and then I run it all the way down the side, all the way to the other end. So I'm just going to make sure that the other end, you'll have to mind what I'm wearing again. The other end is completely done up and flat, and then right, so that's what we want right there, all the way down into that corner, which is not fully dry. What we do need is scissors. So here, just want to push that into there and make a line all the way up. And then we know that is where we need to cut. So let's just double check that, make sure our measurement is correct, all the way across, down, straight down that line. And it's going to be actually slightly too much, but it's fine. So we're just going to cut down here and make sure it's all the correct size. Right, so we've gone up there and we've gone up that bit there, but in reality it's more like here. So if we do it like that, so it actually cuts, and then we're just gonna, can probably do this on camera actually. I'm just gonna basically chop up this bit. I mean, it all comes in basically a straight line anyway, right? They've all got lines all over them, which makes it a lot easier to cut. I'm just cutting one away from the actual bit that I just did. Okay, so that's one side. I think for this one we'll actually just do one side and the other side, so we'll just do this side and then this side, and then I think we'll call it a day. I'm not sure the ends are that important, because we're going to be putting fans on them and all sorts. So. But this is our measurement, which basically covers the whole thing, which is nice. Okay, so if we don't want it to go all the way down, because then it's going to be potentially getting wet. We want it to about here. So, because the bubbles go across, we can sort that quite nicely. Where are the scissors? There. Okay, so if I want that bubble, I'm going to go one below the one that I want, because it's just how I do things for some reason. Don't ask me why. I'm hoping you can see this okay. I could actually use, my brain, so Double check that you are seeing this. There we go. Really easy to cut this stuff, which makes my life a whole lot easier, especially when I got these crappy scissors, because I can't find my proper scissors. By the way, if you're looking for scissors of any type, I recommend Fiskars. They're very good scissors. They're art scissors, I believe. These are not those scissors, just so you know. But my Fiskars scissors are really good. Why are you getting caught there? Okay. Cut, please. See, Fiskars would never have this issue. What the hell is it doing? Okay, there we go. One thing of foil. Right, now what else have we got? We have, so here, these all kind of slat downwards, which is a bit weird. It's going to make your life harder. But something that we have got is Gorilla Tape, which apparently it doesn't really want to focus on. Basically, this is double-sided tape, and we're just going to put it all the way along, and then we're going to stick the stuff to it. So, just going to pull that off. I'll just show you the first one, and then I'll get on with it even. Honestly, I'll do a big bit. Oh my god, these scissors are trash. Ta-da! So that's our tape, sticky on both sides. This is actually water resistant, I believe. Super durable as well. So we want to go one up at the very top, and then we're going to want one at the very bottom as well, and then you just peel the blue off when you want it to stick, but you'll see that. Right, going to make our lives easier. You see the bend in this? We're going to put the bend against the wall, basically, just to make our lives a bit easier. Okay, so we just pop it down there, push it up there, push it on the sides, and then we just go across and just make sure it sticks to all of the paper that we've put on, or sticky tape even, that we've put on. It's actually ended up filling the whole thing. That's fine. Okay, you can just, yeah, that's stuck, that's stuck, that's stuck. Nice. This has actually ended up going down to the bottom, so that is what it is. It's not what we wanted, but it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Right, now I've got to do the same on the other side. So I will skip to the point where I've done that, so you don't have to be bored and watch the same thing over again. Okay, as you can see, the reflective material is on. It's all the way around. so here, and then I've just popped the tray in as well. The tray, as I said, doesn't actually fill the whole thing, which is really annoying, but you know what, we'll deal with it. It is what it is. Our next steps, if I just pop the camera down, our next steps are basically, we're going to take these bits of fishing grid and just lay them all the way down in here, and then there's going to be water in the trap underneath, and that's kind of how this is going to work. So these just link together like that, which you can't see. There you go. Boom, those two are now one, and you want it really this way up because it's got more surface area. Just pop it in the corner, and then we'll do that all the way down here to here, and then probably try and get that side done as well, so that we've got as much surface area as possible. But before we do that, because I'm going to have to siphon a bunch of those out of other enclosures, we're going to sort the lights out. So next up in here, we've got our holes. You see that? For the lighting clip, which is this. And it's just going to go down on there so that the hole lines up. It's basically what's going to happen. So can we do this with you? Yeah, kinda. Just gonna use that to open it up and flip it down, and hope to God that it lines up with where we put it. Looks like it should. So there's two ways that we can do this. There's this way, which is nuts and bolts, or there's this way, which is cable ties. I am feeling like the cable tie way may be the best way of doing it, just because it's going to be easier, to be honest. So yeah, we're going to put these on first, and then we're going to put the light on over the top. So I'm just going to pop the other one on off camera, and then on top of that goes our light, and it just pops on. Ta-da! And then that is one light fixed. We just got to put the cable tie through. So I'll go grab the actual cable ties I'm going to use, not those rubbish ones that I just showed you. And I'm just going to do that for every single light, basically, and I will jump cut to when I've done that. Right, so you can see here we've got the light attached to its fixture and to the roof via cable ties, and then just snip the end of the cable ties off. So the light is still being controlled by the clips that came with it, and then that clip is connected to the roof of the enclosure so that it doesn't go anywhere, and it keeps everything together. I'm going to give you an update on where I'm at. So this box, the dimensions were wrong, so it's taller than it should have been, which means that it didn't fit under the shelving that I wanted to put it under, which makes life really freaking hard. So what did I do? I moved the box that was on this table to under there, and then I moved a bunch of the Nepenthes from different boxes and different enclosures, and figured out basically how I think the environments are going to be. So I put warmer climate plants in here, or at least those that have been doing better in warmer climates. They're now in this box that you're seeing now. I put some of the cooler climate plants. You can't see because the light is off, but well, you really can't see. Hang on. Let's see. Boom. There's a bunch of Nepenthes now in here. There you go, Burbagey and a bunch of other Lowii and stuff like that. There's a couple of things in there that were struggling whilst growing in here. So this is now a lot more empty. I think we removed 2 or 3 from here. The Cebuyanensis has gone into that box that's on the floor. The denser flora, Rhodcanthii, in the box that's on the floor. And then we've got the Rajavichii in here because it needs a bit of a warmer temperature. And there's also a, I don't know what that is. That says Raja Berbaje Edwardiana is that plant there. Thank you for really focusing, camera. So yeah, a lot more space in here now. So these should feel a bit happier. You can see, look at the bloody jump in the size of these pictures. That's crazy. It's the EP plant, Spatulata by Jacquelinie. Crazy, absolutely crazy. That one's huge, just huge. So yeah, that's where we're currently at. And next thing we've got to do, by the way, this may be complete idiocy. I have no idea. This is very much an experiment. See which ones react well to what. So the next thing, see what I've done with the fan. I've just jammed it in the end. And hopefully that's going to work. So that's where we're currently at. We've got Edwardsiana in here, Truncata in here. Everything that was growing well in the old box that was up here, because it will be warmer because it's not on the floor, have stayed in here, as well as the plants that need the temperatures that are warm. And then I've put in a bunch of the aquarium grading, as I said, and then there's a bunch of water in the bottom as well. So the humidity will spike in here. One thing that's a bit weird, see that water's very, very close to the top of the grid, which means the plants are going to be sucking that up, which is not ideal. We may have to figure out a way to make sure this is completely level, because clearly it's currently not. But yeah, that's where we're currently at. So we've got a fan hooked up, we've got the tray in, we've got the grids in, we've got the plants in. Next thing is just popping the lid on with the light, which we've already done actually. So I'll go and grab that and we'll plug everything in. And I think we're good to call it a day, to be honest. Right, so here we are with the lid on. See the light up there? Now, I actually lied to you. This is not the final step. And why is this not the final step? These are Nepenthes. They cannot be blasted by light like that. So what are we going to do? What we have is plastic. Bunch of polycarbonate. And that is going to basically dapple the light a bit to stop it from absolutely murking the plants. So I don't need to cut this up or anything. It can just sit on there like that and it will keep the heat in. And there's a hole at the other end of the enclosure. So there's the fan at one end and then this big hole here. So the fan's going to blow the air all the way over through this hole and out of this hole. If it's not good enough, then what we need to do is put an exhaust fan here. No problem at all, considering I didn't even need to connect that other fan. Right, here we are, finished. Literally just some plastic sat underneath the lid. The lid's got the light on it. It'll be fine. It's not going to melt or anything. And then underneath that, you've got the enclosure, which will bounce all the light around. Then the plants, the fish grating, the tray, the water, and then the box. And that is everything. And obviously the fan at the end. And that is everything. That is now a working Nepenthes enclosure. Now all I got to do is keep an eye on, well, temps for one, and also humidity. If it stays humid for if it stays too humid for too long, it will kill the plants. They'll get fungus disease. So, and that happens quickly as well. So you got to be really, really careful. Right, so this is what we're looking at in terms of temperature and humidity. We've got 23.7 degrees and we've got 76% humidity. This is like midday. Well, midday, you can see it's 5 p.m. up there. This is our graph for this week. You can see where the box was kind of created and the sensor was changed from another box into this one. So this is the last week here. So really staying up in those temperatures. What's our lowest right now? Looking around 19 degrees. So Yeah, because it's lying there. So yeah, it's around 19 degrees is our lowest, with what's that, 23.8 being our max, and then our humidity, we're looking at around 74 being our lowest, and what would you call that as the max? Don't know, 85% as the max, something like that. I'd like it to go higher towards the 90, but it's not going to happen in here unless I make a bit of a change and stop the ventilation on the other side, which I don't really plan on doing. So those are how these are going to grow, and obviously you will see updates every month on these. For humidity, the tray has been filled up with water, but what happens is there's like these grooves in the tray, and those grooves are full of water, but the actual top bit of the tray is not. So there's like little, what's the word, like little canals of water that are providing the humidity. Look at this bad boy, look at this, insane. Platykyla hamata platykyla, just doing incredibly well. So that, everybody, is how you create a Nepenthes enclosure. These should be growing really, really well from now on. You can see the Veitchii looks really quite happy actually in there. There's also been a bunch of changes to other boxes, which you'll see in the monthly update. But everything at the moment looks really happy. It's got lower light, which should be fine. There's a lot of intermediate and some lowland in here. There are a couple of highlands, but we'll see how they go. So that's it. That's how you make one. Feel free to go and do it yourself. Be careful with some of the steps. My name is CJ. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.